Hello, this is Doug McIsaac with SocialMontana.com. Today we're going to show you how to get started with Twitter. Twitter is what's referred to as microblogging. You can send short messages of up to 140 characters to people that are following you, and you can follow other people and hear what they have to say. It's something you just have to experience to really get a feel for. I'm 100% honest on that. It's tough to explain, but once you're using it, it makes sense. Now let's dive into things here. First thing you need to do is you go to twitter.com. It's just twitter.com. You go here. Now you want to get started, so you'd click on the Getting Started Join button, and it'll ask you for your full name and then a username. A lot of these usernames are going to be taken, but try your real name, and also try, if you have a business name, try your business name. Depending on whether you're going to be twittering for personal or business use, you can use either one, and then add in your password and your email. And whether or not you want to get the inside scoop, I usually don't get all these emails. I get enough of those. And then you enter the CAPTCHA here, just like it shows. And after you click on that, it's going to ask you to see if you have any friends on Twitter, and it will put in your email and email password, and you can for your Gmail account, Yahoo account, AOL, Hotmail, or MSN. And that can be a good way to see if people you already know are on Twitter. And it's your choice whether you want to do that or not. But most people will want to do that. Get in and take a look and see if their friends are there. Then the next thing you'll do is you'll get an email from them, so, welcome you to Twitter. And this is what it will look like. Now, back at the site, you'll want to go in and sign in, put in your username or your email address and your password, and click Sign In. This is what my Doug McIsaac website looks like, and that address is twitter.com/Doug McIsaac. Like it says up across the top there. And we'll talk about these backgrounds later. There's some tricks to making those work. And I do have some templates that you can use, but there are some issues. This one is optimized. You have to optimize them for different sizes, and that one's optimized for 1280. If you're looking at it at a smaller size, the stuff on the side will not show up the same. And this is the page for Social Montana. And this is the class we're going to be doing on Tuesday, May 19th at McCormick's, and the series we're starting in June 16th. And we'll talk about each piece of this here as we go forward. Now, these are the followers that we have. I've obviously just got this started at this point. I'm following myself, and Tim Leonard, that used to work with me at RMTG, is following me as well. And then there's just some other random folks there that have found me along the way. And this is how I can type in a reply to myself, but to anybody, just put the @ symbol in there in their name, and you can write a little note to them. You can look down through here in the center, and these are the people that you're following. And that's like just here where it says following. Those are the people that you're following. Followers is the people that are following you. And then updates is the number of updates that you have done. Now, another way to send a message to somebody is you can send a direct message. When you don't want other people to see a message you're sending, you can send a direct message to somebody. You just click on direct message down here on the right, and that'll bring up this page, and it'll say send a direct message. Now, it'll only show the people that you're following and are following you back. So they are your friends, which only have 4 in here. So I'm going to send a direct message to myself, to Doug McIsaac. I just hit the down arrow and do that, and it would send a message to me, and it'd be down here in the sent. Now, what else should we look at today? Now, if you want to reply to something that's down here in your tweet stream, all you do is you mouse over it, and it'll bring up this little arrow and this star. You can star tweets as your favorites, so you can save them, and you can also the arrow, you can reply directly to them. So that's when you would get the @ symbol up at the top, just like that. So that's another way of doing that. You can either type it in, or you can just hit the reply and you mouse over. Now, this is what your profile page looks like. And this will have all of your tweets, all of the messages to you, all the messages that you've sent out, all the messages, it's all your messages all of the messages that you've sent will show up on your profile page. And that's what other people can go to that page to see what you've sent. And you can go check out other people's profile pages to decide if you want to follow them. You don't want to follow everybody. And I unfollow people every day if they're too spammy. But you want to get a good crowd of people to follow and learn from. So you do that, you click on Find People up at the top. It'll bring up this page, and the first thing you can do is you could look for actual individual people. So you could type in here Doug McIsaac and click search, and you could find me. But if you have a friend that you're pretty sure is on here, you just type their name in and click search, and you can find them, bring them up. Now you can also go to other networks. And same thing as they showed us earlier with Gmail, Yahoo, AOL. A lot of times you might skip those things when you first get on to make sure you're comfortable with it, you like it. And once you're comfortable with it and you decide, yeah, I like this Twitter and I'm gonna keep at it, then you could go invite your friends from those other networks. And you can also invite them by email. If you have their email addresses, you can send them you send a bunch of email addresses right in here. It'll send it out. And then they also have suggested users. And these are just random people based on your profile. They try and target a little bit, but it still seems pretty random. And this is when you're working on your settings. You click on settings. This will bring up settings for your account. And that's your full name, your username, and your email address that you're using, your time zone, which I've got Mountain Time in here. More info URL, that's socialmontana.com, and your one-line bio, which shows up on your profile page, location, language, and then whether or not you want to protect your updates or not. And here is password is pretty straightforward. You put in your old password and then your new one. And devices is how you activate a phone if you want to use a phone to a BlackBerry or a smartphone to send your text to Twitter. Now, but notices, this is I turn all of these off. I mean, if you want to have emails coming about new followers, direct text messages, etc., you can. I turn them all off. I get enough email. I'll spend time on Twitter when I feel like spending time on Twitter. I don't need them reminding me to go there. And here's where you get your picture. This is your profile picture. It's not this on the sides. This is your profile picture. So you would just click Browse. Go find the picture you want to use. It needs to be small. I think it's about a 125 by 125 square is the best. I'm going to end up, right now it's got the middle of Montana. I'm going to go in and I'm going to crop out that M, and I'll be putting that in there later so that I've got a nice square image there. The next thing here is design. This is your background. This is the outer edges of your Twitter profile. And you can, all of these are default here. It looks like one didn't download, but that's all right. And you can also click on Change Background Theme and upload a custom theme. You can change the colors. You can do quite a few things in there. And I'll show you on another video how to change the background. And then under connections, these are other programs that you're allowing, other applications that you're allowing to be connected to your Twitter feed, to your Twitter profile. And I'll talk about both of these later, Twitter feed and Loaded Web. Twitter feed is a valuable tool for your Twitter experience. And that is getting started with Twitter. I want to thank everybody for listening, and we will talk to you later.